Since the late 1990s, Chinese renewable energy production has increased significantly by adding new environmentally friendly policies, moving away from coal production, and incorporating more innovative alternative energy technologies. As the world's largest developing country, China has significant domestic market potential for renewable energy. According to the International Renewable Energy Agency, the modern wind power industry began to develop around 1996. Since then, China's wind generating capacity has grew to more than 150,000 megawatts within 20 years. China solidified its standing as the world's wind energy behemoth in 2015, adding almost as much wind power capacity in 1 year as the total installed capacity of the three largest US wind-producing states, Texas, Iowa, and California. Other renewable energy technologies gaining prominence in China include solar, biomass, geothermal, and tidal. In 2005, China hosted the second International Renewable Energy Conference in Beijing. According to a news article written by the Renewable Energy World, the Chinese government passed the Renewable Energy Promotion Law. This was one of the initial legal pushes towards more environmentally friendly operations within China that dealt with energy production. The law requires power operators from small local businesses to big corporations to purchase resources from registered renewable energy producers. The law also offers financial incentives such as government funds to initiate and encourage renewable energy development. There are also tax preferences for renewable energy projects, making power grid operators favour projects that will use more renewable energy instead of coal. There are also other Chinese policies that support renewable energy development, which include subsidies for the production of biomass, tax incentives, and import tax exemptions for renewable energy technologies. In a short time, it has become the world's leading market for renewable energy, and it is now the largest investor in the sector. It made over $54 billion of investments in 2013 and has an investment target of $15 trillion before 2030. A New York Times article from Keith Bradshaw from 2009 stated that China's growth in solar and wind power has managed to reduce the amount of growth in greenhouse gas emissions. Targets set by the Chinese government aim for companies to generate 8% of their power from renewable sources other than hydroelectric power by 2020. In the same article, comments from HSBC stated that it predicts China will invest more money in renewable energy and nuclear power between now and 2020 than in coal-fired and oil-fired electricity, showing a clear preference for green energies. The use of renewable energy is a major keystone of China's energy and climate policies. An article from National Geographic in March 2017 identified that China's smog problem is hurting its economy, adding to health costs, hampering productivity, and discouraging tourism. By reducing coal and introducing pollution-free energy sources, the levels of pollution should eventually begin to decrease. The World Economic Forum detailed that since 2011, China has added 11 new nuclear reactors and over 11 gigawatts of nuclear generating capacity, and is set to overtake Russia and South Korea in nuclear capacity, ranking fourth globally by the end of 2015. As its capacity expands, the World Nuclear Association predicts it will go global and start exporting nuclear technology, as seen in the UK with the construction of 2 new nuclear plants. It is evident that wind and solar are the most attractive energy sources in the coming decades due to the decreasing price, increasing efficiency, and the ability to produce energy in rural regions which are off the grid. Present data founded by the Global Energy Network Institute showed the development of going green more in sectors such as China's industry, transportation, and elsewhere will transform China's energy consumption, benefiting not just China but the world. Following the Paris Climate Change Conference in 2015, the US, China, and the rest of the world entered an agreement which media describe as historic for combating climate change efforts, setting targets for CO2 emissions out to the year 2030. China is clearly committed to mitigating its impact on the environment in the future, with coal usage decreasing and energy alternatives outpacing the US and the rest of the world. With a newly elected American president with a campaign promise to bring back coal jobs, China is leading the developing world in a drive for a renewable-based economy and focused upon a combination of nuclear and renewable power on a monumental scale. With a growing population and growing standards of living, China's power requirements will continue to increase, but China will continue to honour its commitments to the Paris 2015 pledge and possibly beyond.